From Atlanta, Georgia, welcome to Fearfully and Wonderfully Me, a podcast for women on leadership and life skills with Rhea Story. Rhea shares powerful life and leadership principles, helping you maximize your potential and become the woman God created you to be.
Hello everyone, welcome to today's episode on what's mood got to do with it. You know, I always think about this subject, particularly this time of year, because, we're coming up to the holidays, and I see so many people who just kind of fall off the wagon, so to speak, on terms of healthy eating and exercising and some of those things that really help us keep life in balance and our piece of our wellness, certainly in the physical dimension of life. And, this time of year, it's pretty common. We get busier, we get stressed, and some things just go out the window. And sometimes the first thing to go out the window are the things that help us deal more effectively with the stress of the holidays. And it was pouring rain this morning, and of course it's dark with the time change. And I got up this morning and went to the gym, and there were about 3 people in the gym this morning. And normally there's a lot more, but again, it's right up on Thanksgiving week and cold and wet and rainy, and just very few people actually willing to get up and make the investment into their health and physical wellness this morning. And this subject always comes to mind for me this time of year, because what happens every January is we almost see a surge of people who get rededicated to their fitness goals or their life goals, or they set New Year's resolutions. And a lot of times, in fact, I think statistics say the majority, or more than 50% of Americans fall back on New Year's resolutions within 2 weeks. That means by January 15th, more than 50% of those people who make a new commitment to a life goal, physical, emotional, social, whatever that might be, 50% or more make that commitment and then lose their dedication to it, lose their commitment to it within a couple weeks. And that's so sad to me, because all of us have the ability to set and achieve those goals that we want to in life. All of us have the capability to do that. But a lot of times what happens is we don't have the discipline. And I was thinking about this the other day. Sometimes I don't feel like getting up and going to the gym, or some days I don't feel like getting up and going running. Or some days I don't feel like, working on a new blog or writing a new chapter in a book. But the commitment is the easy part. Setting the goal, whatever it is, setting the goal is the easy part. The hard part is the dedication and the discipline and the commitment to follow through on it, even when you don't feel like it. In fact, most especially when you don't feel like it. And most of the time we can act our way into a feeling. We don't always feel like acting, but we can act our way into feeling. And so that means regardless of a day where you're like, man, I don't really feel like it, but this is what I need to be doing, having the dedication and discipline to say, I'm just going to, I don't have to do it all day today, but I'm going to make the effort. I'm going to get up and go to the gym, even if it's just for 20 minutes. Or maybe I'm just going to work on this new blog, even if it's just a couple of paragraphs or a key outline. Or maybe it's, hey, I don't really feel like a salad today. I feel like a nice, sweet, chocolatey milkshake. But just for today, I'm going to have a salad for lunch instead of picking up that milkshake. Whatever it is relative to our goal, sometimes it's so overwhelming. And so then we don't feel like carrying through on it and taking action, because it just feels so big, and it doesn't feel like our small actions in the moment make any difference. And so it's easy to discount them because they don't feel significant. And so, it's easy to just say, it doesn't matter. Just this one time if I don't do this. Just this one time if I put this off till tomorrow. Well, the problem is that compounds over time. So when we do take action, even if it's just a small step of progress forward, that compounds over time if we do that every single day. If we avoid that milkshake every single day and have a salad for lunch every single day, that adds up over time to a much healthier lifestyle. If we make sure that we, get that 20-minute walk in every single day, over time that adds up to a lot more physical fitness and wellness. but it doesn't feel significant in the moment. And so a lot of times we let that, the mood that we're in, so to speak, hold us back from acting on what we know we should be doing. And really, what's mood got to do with it anyway? You know, so much of the time we base our actions on how we're feeling. But when we're consciously living on purpose and tap back into, why am I doing this to begin with? Not just because I feel good, but because it's the right thing to do, because I have a bigger vision for myself, a bigger vision of health, or a bigger vision of making an impact on people, or maybe it's just, you know, getting a jump on starting a new job or going back to school. Whatever it is, you have that vision for yourself. And I want to leave you with this takeaway. The key here is to break that vision or that dream or that big goal down into small, achievable steps. Don't worry about climbing the mountain today. Focus on the moments. And as my husband Max says, if you focus on the moments and you conquer the moments, sooner or later you'll conquer the mountain. So don't let the size of the mountain scare you. Don't let the size of the goal scare you. Focus on just the moments, the small daily steps over time. And relative to that, just ask yourself that one question. Is what I need to do today, is that going to move me in the right direction relative to this goal? You know, it's one of the subjects I could talk all day on, because when I figured out that the small steps were the power of taking action, that was the power of execution. And that's really where success for everyone lies, is our ability to execute on the small steps, even when we don't feel like it. Because I'm going to tell you a secret. Most days you're not going to feel like it, and that's okay. We all have days where we don't feel great, or we don't feel 100%, or we don't really want to. But successful people learn to overcome those feelings and say, it doesn't matter if I don't want to, I'm going to. And most of the time, when we find we take action anyway, even when we don't feel like it, we immediately feel that gratification, that reward for following through and building integrity with ourselves and saying it was the right thing to do and I did it. And so tomorrow I'm going to be a little bit stronger in the mind because I followed through on what I said I was going to do. But the key takeaway, break that down into small daily steps. What can I do just today, just focusing on today? What's one thing I can do to move me forward relative to that goal? And then get up tomorrow and do the very same thing. Until next time.
Start increasing your influence and maximizing your potential with Ria's audiobooks. Available at audible.com, amazon.com, and iBooks. Please visit riastory.com to learn about Ria's books, resources, speaking, and training programs. Thanks for listening.